Welcome, Mr. Dome, and welcome to this crypto update. Now, as you can see, the markets are completely melting to the downside. We have had a strong recovery so far, but it doesn't look like this was actually the end of this move, in my opinion. Because when we zoom out, you can see that we have fallen below the trend line here. And previously, during this bull run, this has happened a few times in the past. Here, the same thing happened. You can see this yellow line. We had a breakout. We made new highs here, but then we fell below the white line. The price completely crashed to the range lows there, and then the price finally recovered after about 4 months. Here, the same thing. After a violent move to the upside, you can see Bitcoin price was consolidating here. It broke the yellow line, tried to make new highs. This time it failed to make highs and fell below the white line once again. The price started crashing completely, had a strong recovery, but then we made the bottoms here at 50k, and then the bull market resumed. So if we are doing the same exact thing again, what we would be expecting is this. When we take a look at the RSI on the daily, you can see that these lows here were marked when RSI went below the 30 level on the daily chart. Here, at this low and this low, the RSI went below 30 on both occasions. So that was basically the mark of the bottom. Right now, when we take a look at the daily RSI, it is nowhere near below 30 yet. So in my opinion, it seems like since we have broken the trend line, is that we have to go below the RSI 30 to basically completely take out the markets, whoever are still bullish in the short term. Obviously, the big players, they are buying these dips, but if vast majority of people think that there's more downside to come, then the traders obviously will want to sell rather than buy Bitcoin as of now. Now, we could have two scenarios. Obviously, we could have a strong recovery to the upside, or the move could continue to the downside. Now, why I don't think it's wise to actually buy this dip yet? The reason is because of uncertainty. So what caused this dip, in my opinion, is because Donald Trump, he signed 25% tariffs against Canada and Mexico and 10% against China on Friday or on Saturday morning. And when that happened, that kind of shook the markets. And Canada retaliated, said that they will also tariff 25% against USA. And then Donald Trump responded by saying that, okay, then we will do another 25% tariff against Canada, a total of 50% tariff on Canadian goods. Now, in this trade war, obviously Canada is the loser because only 4 or 5% of United States GDP comes from exports into Canada. But from Canada's perspective, about 50% of their GDP comes from exports into United States. So the tariffs completely bite Canada harder than tariffs against USA bite USA. So I don't know how long this can continue, these trade wars. I think Canada will have to bend the knee. The issue I have with these tariffs is that I don't really understand why they are happening. In the public's eye, these are happening because of fentanyl and the immigration crisis in the northern border of USA. But nobody has really been able to explain what is the actual issue, because we don't know any specifics of this fentanyl issue. When I look at some of the charts, it seems like it's basically a non-issue. So I don't really understand why this is going on, but it is going on. So I guess there is real reason why Donald Trump wants to basically blackmail Canada. So anyway, that is going on there, but that is not the only thing. Donald Trump also said, he was asked if he would impose tariffs against European Union, and he said, absolutely, I will. So now European Union said, okay, if they tariff us, then we will tariff the United States as well. So United States is basically going against its allies as of now, and guess who is the winner? Who is the most happiest person on the planet as of now? It is obviously Russia's president Vladimir Putin. I'm not gonna play his words. I don't want to hear his voice. I don't want to hear his speech. But he's basically now trying to push the wedge as hard as he can against these the Western alliance. So he says that Europe's elites will soon stand at Donald Trump's feet and gently wag their tails. So he's trying to basically bully or uh, pin the Europe against United States. He's very happy because Russia is the most sanctioned country on the planet, that now other countries are basically feeling the pain of the United States hard hammer. All this obviously is pushing the world closer and closer to China. So China is another winner most likely in this trade war here, unless Donald Trump can quickly resolve these and gets his way with the allies and all these things. But overall, I think this is pushing power away from United States into the east. But that's basically beside the point. It doesn't really matter for us as traders, but that's basically my geopolitical analysis as well. This whole thing is causing uncertainty. That is the main thing here. And because of this uncertainty, the markets most likely will have a red Monday. And when we take a look at, for example, Japanese markets, which have already opened, you can see that the open had this huge gap between Friday and Monday open. So right now, currently, the markets in Japan are down minus 1.7%. It's not in a downtrend at least yet, but Japan is not part of the tariffs, at least as of now. So their stock market most likely will not have as big of a hit as some of the countries which are afraid of these tariffs, like the European stock market, or Canada's stock market is also crashing most likely when they open. Most likely the US stock market will also crash in the Monday morning open as well. So for that reason, because those opens will come, that's why I'm saying I would not buy this dip as of now, because when the markets open and everything is crashing, most likely crypto will go down with it. And like I showed you before, the RSI 30 is not yet here. So maybe we will have, or maybe this was already the recovery, but what I'm actually just expecting is more downside, maybe all the way down to like 78, maybe even I would say like 80K would make a lot of sense. There is a potential that we go to this bottom green line as well. If that were the case, then Bitcoin price can go all the way down to $70,000. And that would obviously sound insane right now, but if there's enough uncertainty and people are throwing in the towel, that obviously can happen. It is not out of the question. So because we have fallen below the trend line, that we have to basically look at where is the next area of interest. And looking at this, 74 would be the previous all-time high here. So all this thing is practically untapped liquidity here. So it seems like Bitcoin would like to go down since the momentum of this move has stopped. Now, many people probably disagree with me and they say that I should aggressively short Bitcoin, but I don't really want to do that as of now. I am shorting some altcoins probably, but not Bitcoin as of now, because eventually Bitcoin will recover. Bitcoin is supposed to be the digital gold, and people will understand that with USA sanctioning everybody, Bitcoin might be the safe harbor that they want to actually go for. And because it is an upcoming asset, it might appreciate faster than, let's say, gold. It has a harder limit on quantity than gold. So with these Bitcoin strategic reserves being implemented, proposed, I think eventually, obviously, we will go to the upside. So massive whales, people with long-term interest, they are simply buying here, but traders obviously are scouting for lower lows here. So that's why I think the price will go to the downside until the narrative shifts, or this current narrative, the fear subsides away. So whatever is the case right now, it's quite hard to actually trade these markets. Now let's go to the fundamentals real quick and take a look at what's going on here. So when we take a look at the fundamentals, they actually look quite good. So when we take a look at the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges, this is not really growing, as at least as of now. I'm not saying anything here. It might change tomorrow, but at least as of now, I'm not seeing money going into exchanges in droves. Let me actually zoom in a little bit so we can get a clearer picture. Because at the end here, I did see a little bit money going into exchanges, obviously, but not a lot of Bitcoin is going to exchanges. The funding rates are massively negative right now. We are seeing more stable coins being minted, which is fundamentally bullish. We are not seeing whales panic selling here. We are not seeing on-chain old wallets moving their Bitcoin away. So this is again fundamentally a good thing. And one more interesting thing is here. So when we take a look at Bitcoin supply distribution and we take a look at the wallets that have 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin inside them, you can see that they were actually accumulating to this top here. And after Bitcoin topped $108,000, then they actually sold a lot of Bitcoin. But take a look at what they are doing now. You can see that they are again buying Bitcoin like crazy from these bottoms, from these lows. So maybe they are expecting that the Bitcoin price will go back to the upside. If I see more of this accumulation here into these 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin wallets, I would expect that they are actually expecting higher prices again. If this is simply an anomaly, that could be the case. So I would like to see more confirmation on this accumulation here. But anyway, that is something to look out for. Currently, I don't really want to talk about this one. What I want to show you guys is the Bitcoin dominance chart. So Bitcoin dominance shows us if we are in a altcoin season or not. And when we were inside this channel here, this purple channel, after it broke to the downside, I thought, okay, this is when we have the alt season. Altcoins will go to the upside and Bitcoin might go sideways. So it's better to invest in altcoins. But instead of an altcoin season, what happened was, take a look at this massive spike that basically happened in a matter of 2 days, from Sunday to until this Monday. So here, the move was 8% in Bitcoin dominance. All the altcoins were absolutely crashing, almost twice or triple the speed of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is much better asset than altcoins in store of value terms, like no doubt about it, in these crazy times. But Bitcoin is also not immune to these crazy times. So if we compare Bitcoin with gold, for example, you can see on Friday, 31st of January, gold hit a new all-time high here. And today gold is only down 0.3%. That's practically nothing. So gold is doing its job as a store of value here, whereas Bitcoin is just volatile with the global events. So obviously gold is also a good hedge against crazy monetary politics that the United States is now doing. It's a hedge against monetary inflation, but Bitcoin ultimately is a better asset against monetary inflation. But right now we are not seeing money printers on yet. So what I'm afraid of is a deflationary crash, which will be the worst for investors, because in a deflationary crash, the dollar will go up in value because there's less quantity of dollars. And right now with the Department of Government Efficiency, they are actually cutting costs. They are cutting the budget down, which is a deflationary act in itself. And with these trade tariffs going on, I think that is also deflationary for the markets, for global markets. So we might be headed for a deflationary crash. And if that's the case, the only way out of it is money printing, but that usually comes after the crash. So in all cases, basically, where I'm saying is that bull market as of now, it may not have been ended, but it is currently on pause. Just like we had the bull market was basically on pause for this 6 month period before Donald Trump won the presidency. Seems like the bull market, at least as of now, is on pause. And my buying area is basically this this green line here. If it goes to the green line, I don't know, at 72k, that's fine. If it goes to 78k, that's fine. This green line here is practically my buying zone, and right now I'm just trying to sit on my hands, not really do much investing, because I do believe that with all of these fears, we are headed for lower. We really want to see RSI going to drop to that 30 level and below it to basically scout for new entries for Bitcoin. So at least as of now, I'm looking for new lows here. So right now, in my opinion, the best strategy is to short altcoins. I don't really want to short Bitcoin, but altcoins, uh, some altcoins haven't gone down with the market yet. So like, for example, I saw Kava. So when we take a look at Kava USD, this actually pumped to the upside today, which I feel like is it shouldn't do this. So you might want to short this. I don't know if you do or not, but it's weird. Anyway, this is my update for the markets. Let me know what you are doing. Are you waiting for 80k, 70k? Are you buying? Are you trading? What are you doing in this market? Let me know. And I'm sorry for all of the losses. Sorry for calling this move wrong here in my previous video. It is what it is. I lost also a lot of money here. So obviously now we try to make the money back and go back to profit once again. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hope you liked the video and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.